Lolicon is good, actually. What the fuck are you talking about? What is this? What the fuck is this? I'd like to say for the record, I don't make commentaries, so this is gonna be my first one. I want to start making commentary videos because it's something I'm interested in. But I feel like this would be my good first step in it, and I couldn't find anything for what Mushroom Girl's pronouns are, so I'm just gonna be using they them for the rest of this video. If I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments, and I will correct it for future videos that I might make. So, about proshipping. What is proshipping? I'll let Mushroom Girl tell us what it is.
A proshipper is a person who believes that all fictional ship pairings are valid regardless if they portray themes that are seen as taboo by the general public, and by fandom spaces such as abuse, rape, pedophilia, or incest. Proshippers do not necessarily need to enjoy this taboo content themselves. Some may even find it triggering or disgusting, but despite that, they believe that this content has the right to exist, and people who create that content should not be harassed or even face legal repercussions for what they create.
It's okay. So basically, a pro shipper ships anything and everything. I don't find this good, mainly because it is frowned upon in the real world, but people tend to use the excuse that it's fiction, so it doesn't matter. But it kind of does. When the Jaw movie was released, the quote-unquote fiction movie made rounds around the world and ended up making hunters kill sharks way more often. And that wasn't really good. So what makes you think that people consuming bad content such as this won't be looking or searching to do it in real life? I'm sorry, but guys who tend to like lolicon tend to also have copious amounts of cheese pizza on their computer. It has been in the news before. What makes you think it can't happen again? Not to mention, the pro-shipping fandom doesn't have a specific age range, so there tends to be adults and kids in the fandom, said fandom. I don't know if you should call this a fandom or community. I don't know what to call it. But this can lead to the said adult maybe sometimes grooming the minors in this community. And it has happened before. I know it has, and I know it will happen again. But I just don't think it's a safe space for anyone to be in. It's a horrible mindset. If you're using it to cope with something, then okay, I guess. But you shouldn't be sharing your coping mechanism online, especially not if it's pro-shipping. If it is pro-shipping, then I suggest looking for a better coping mechanism in the future, because it's not helping you. You are simply exposing yourself to more of said content that you are probably trying to cope with. So, that's not really a good thing. But I just find most of the time that this stuff isn't really good, and I'm tired of people trying to normalize it and trying to normalize pro-shipping as well. I wouldn't call myself an anti, because I don't agree with the fact that antis tend to send death threats and stuff to pro-shippers. That's not going to help them heal. If you really want them to get better, then don't attack them, but simply try to tell them or reason with them why their views are bad, because it is bad. I don't think it's normal to want to ship a child with an adult. That's weird. You're gross, man. Later on in this video, Mushroom Girl tries using the fact that people don't bat an eye to slasher movies and other things that are fiction, and instead bash on only pro-shipping, which it's something that you can't really compare. Morally, murder is wrong, fellas. Can we agree that murder isn't a good thing?
Is the next guy. Yeah, that's some bad stuff. Rape, boo, don't like it. But
So technically, people have killed because of slasher movies and have done things because of fiction. So people will also do stuff because of fiction due to pro-shipping.
Oh, DD, oh, what it is? Oh, DD, what?
Fiction can affect reality no matter what, or no matter how you put it. It will and can affect reality, whether you like it or not, because it has before with other stuff in the past, and it will now. The community is constantly getting bigger and is constantly riddled with kids, and this can cause kids to grow a bad mindset in the future and possibly end up harming others or even putting themselves in danger. which Mushroom Girl states that kids shouldn't even be allowed to have access to this stuff, especially because most of the time it is sexual, which means that you are just fetishizing the thing that you were drawing, which I don't think fetishizing incest and rape is a good thing, and you should probably see a fucking therapist. But pro-shippers are everywhere. Also, let me get a good example. The Bluey community, there are kids in the Bluey community, and there are also kid pro-shippers. And kids who want to consume Bluey content are gonna stumble upon that stuff. They're gonna find it, and they will. May I give you the greatest example, My Little Pony. It was a nice little kids show, but adults ended up ruining it and making a lot of videos that kids have probably been very, very traumatized by. What it is a kid's space, because adults are constantly in kid spaces, which means that pro-shippers are also constantly in kid spaces. I don't think taboo subjects should be completely removed from fiction, because taboo subjects can be used to tell a story, to share a character's backstory, to bring light to certain subjects. So it's not something that I believe should be completely erased, but there's a difference between fetishizing it and adding it to your story. Fetishizing it would mean that you find sexual gratitude in the stuff that you are making / doing. Like writing about, let's say, like more incest. That's not something that you should like doing, because incest isn't good. But having it in a story doesn't mean that it's automatically a pro-shipper thing. Like, many writers and stuff have added sexual assault and rape and stuff to their stories, but actually make it useful and more telling to the story and bring more light into horrible things that happen like this most of the time. But when the creator finds enjoyment in said things and said bad things that they are writing about, then we have some issues. Moral of the story, pro-shipping is bad and you shouldn't condone bad actions that people do. Pro-shipping can cause you to relapse or even get worse because of trauma, and you shouldn't be doing it, and normalizing it isn't okay, and all fiction affects reality no matter how you put it or how you say it works.